Good morning. We will just give a moment to clear the waiting room and make sure that folks have connected to audio and can hear us. Good morning. This is the voting hearing of the licensing board for the city of Boston. Today is Thursday, November 16th, 2023. While the public is encouraged to attend, there will be no additional testimony accepted this morning. This hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the city of Boston's website. We'll begin with the license premise inspection hearing, which occurred on Tuesday, November 14th, 2023. Item number 1, the Wild Rovers Incorporated, doing business as the Wild Rover, located at 63 Chatham Street. Date of the incident, April 29th, 2023. Patron on patron, assault and battery, resulting in a 911 call, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
Oh, sorry. I was waiting. I didn't know if there was more to this. Thank you, Danny. For this one, I see no violation.
Yeah, I had no violation as well.
I agree.
No violation on item number 1. Item number 2, Page Hospitality Inc., doing business as Hava Lounge, located at 246 Tremont Street. Date of the incident, May 11th, 2023. Failure to notify police in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Board's Rule 1.14b.
I think there was not enough to determine whether or not they actually failed to. The one side of the testimony said they did use a cell phone, and it might have been the reason, as Commissioner Curran pointed out, that it was not detected on the call log at 911. So I don't see a violation.
I had no violation. I did want to maybe do like a resend our advisory and just, have an acknowledged receipt of it, maybe for the future.
I agree. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yep.
Right, so no violation, and we can resend the board's 2 advisories on spiked drinks.
And then we'll have that on the docket that was sent.
Great. Item number 3, Boston Ballroom Corporation, doing business as Royale, located at 279 Tremont Street. Date of the incident, May 28th, 2023. Employee on employee assault and battery, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
I think this was an unfortunate incident. I don't think it was foreseeable. I think in the end it all worked out, so I don't see a violation.
I agree.
I agree. Should we dock it? Because they said they're friends again, but they could be still co-workers. Just to make sure that there's some sort of placeholder if it ever happens again.
Sure, we could docket it. And we'll always have the testimony to go back on if it's something we're not to refresh our mind with.
Yeah.
I think one was a contractor, one was working in the DJ booth, but it is important, I guess, to have that on the file.
Yeah, Commissioner Saxon, is there something specific that you would want noted on the docket sheet?
Just the incident itself.
Okay. Right, so no violation, but the incident will be docketed. Item number 4, Boston Ballroom Corporation, doing business as Royale, located at 279 Tremont Street. Date of the incident, June 11th, 2023. Overdose on premise ×2, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, Chapter 94C, and Board's Rule 1.13.
The licensee called 911 as soon as the first person was determined to have had a possible overdose. I don't think this was foreseeable, and I believe they responded and reacted as in the way that they should have as a reasonable licensee. So I don't see a violation here.
I agree with all that.
I agree.
Item number 5, Ipswich Entertainment Inc., doing business as Loretta's Last Call, located at 1 Lansdowne Street. Date of the incident, May 12th, 2023. Assault and battery, patron on patron, in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64, and Chapter 265, Section 13A.
My comments are that they did fail to call the police. There was a massive failure by not notifying management or the police, but they were not written up for that. They were written up for assault and battery and patron on patron. Having reviewed the videos, it happened very quick. staff came to their aid right away. I don't see a violation for what they were written up for, so for me, it's no violation for the patron on patron assault and battery.
I saw it the same way.
Yes, is there, do you want to send an advisory about calling the police?
I think so. I think it would be good to remind them of their responsibilities. I know they retrain the staff, but I think it's important to have that out there too.
Yeah, including, you know, this idea that one person needed to notify another person to call the police, that the first person should have been the person to call.
Yeah.
So it sounds like no violation and correspondence from the board reminding the licensee of their responsibility to call police in an incident like this.
Yes.
Item number 6, Gainsborough Hospitality Inc. doing business as Two Saints Tavern, Dos Diablos, located at 52 Gainsborough Street. Date of the incident, September 21st, 2023. Persons under 21 in possession of alcohol on premise in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 34A, 34C, and 6464A.
So I just want to point out these fake IDs, both scanned as valid. However, the licensee cannot rely on it because they were both out of state. One was Connecticut and one was New Jersey. Our licensed premise unit was able to forward us copies of the IDs that were used. So they can't rely on this. For me, it's a violation.
I saw a violation. I do want to note some way that I don't find it particularly egregious for the reasons you noted, and also, if I'm not wrong, both patrons were 20 plus, right? It wasn't. Am I right? Am I doing the math correct?
You're correct. They were both 20. I think one was 2 weeks away from their 21st birthday.
Yeah, and so I saw that as a mitigating factor as well. So even though I saw a violation, I would like to note, you know, it wasn't egregious or something to that effect.
Okay.
That's how I feel about it.
I think those are valid points. And also we haven't had them in before us for under 21. My vote would be for a warning, and we can include in correspondence to them in that warning that the notes that Commissioner Carn is pointing out to us this morning.
Yeah, maybe if the docket's noted a first warning or something like that. So
Yes.
we kind of remind ourselves, if we have in the future, that you know, we had a certain opinion about, if everyone agrees, that's what I would suggest.
I agree.
I think we should docket it as first warning, see hearing notes, and then we have a reference.
Okay, thank you.
First warning. We will encode hearing notes that this was not an egregious violation. Item number 7 will be continued to the next available hearing date. Item number 8, Los Arrieros Restaurant Inc. doing business as Los Arrieros Restaurant, located at 13 to 15 Meridian Street in East Boston. Date of the incident, October 2nd, 2023. Bottle service violation in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64.
See a violation.
Agreed.
I understand that this is a cultural thing, but they know that they should not be putting carafes on the table and allowing patrons to serve themselves.
Correct. I agree.
I vote for a first warning.
Yeah, we did have them before, but it was a few years ago, and there was a change in management that may have affected the, you know,
That's a good point. Yeah.
the institutional memory, as it were. So
violation with a first warning.
I agree. Yep.
Item number 9 was an informational hearing. The licensee is Inshallah Inc. doing business as Crave, located at 128 Brighton Ave in Alston. This is an informational hearing regarding the frequency of licensed premise violations and incidents requiring police involvement inside and outside the licensed premise to determine if any action shall be taken, and it should be noted the licensee failed to appear.
Excuse me. A couple of my comments. I don't have much to say here. I find a violation for the licensee not showing up. She has been absent, non-responsive. She seems to not care about our rules and regulations. This was an informational hearing looking into the conduct of the licensee. It was duly noticed. It was hand-delivered and signed for in November. The sergeant from D14 took time out of his busy day because he felt it was important enough to tell the board what was been going on with this licensed premise, and the licensee failed to respond. Staff emailed and left voicemails for the manager. Staff also left on November 14th, staff left a voicemail on November 15th, and still no response from the licensee. Our rules outline various grounds for modification, suspension, or revocation of a license, and one of those grounds is refusal of the licensee to appear and testify under oath at an inquiry or hearing by the board. So I think there's questions as to whether or not they can operate within the rules and regulations, and those are serious questions. I think it's a strain on resources in the district. So I'd like to explore some possible discipline here. So at the outset, I'd like to, I find a violation for her not even showing up.
I mean, it's clearly, it's a violation of our rules for not showing up, and I think everyone would agree that our recent precedent has said that if we have an absentee manager of record on a liquor license, I mean, we really can't let that stand. You know, the person that is accountable to us is nowhere to be found. We can't let them continue to operate and serve alcohol under those circumstances. So I see a violation for not showing up, and I think that we should take the license at least temporarily until we hear from her.
I agree with all said. Yeah, suspend the license until we can understand what's going on, until she can account for.
And if she is away, she not only needs to get in touch with us, but identify the person that she's made responsible locally to be responsible for that liquor license.
I agree with everything. So I think we're gonna suspend the license indefinitely today until we hear from the licensee. And Danny, I would also like to schedule this for a rollback hearing.
When we do make contact with the licensee?
Yes. Sorry, I just lost my Zoom.
Now, do we have, are we scheduling on the particular license premise violations that were part of it, you know,
We haven't scheduled those two new ones yet, I don't believe.
okay,
And most of those are entertainment violations,
okay,
so they will be heard on the MoCal side.
Right.
But also the just general frequency of police activity was
Yeah.
concerning on the licensing side as well.
I mean, what struck me was the description of how the valet is being run out there with the double parking and all that. I think that would touch on our jurisdiction. If there were anything continuing on with that, I think we should schedule that as well.
So would you like that to be a part of the next hearing that Chairman Joyce would like to schedule that could include a potential rollback of hours, as well as if there are other things you would like included, now would be the time to say what else on the board would like to hear about.
Yeah, I think if the facts support that they're basically running a chaotic valet situation throughout the night, I think we would want to know about that. We've had other instances where you know, poorly running valets have been an issue for us, and we've, you know, issued discipline on that.
Yeah, so to hear all of that in the rollback hearing would be fine. I don't think we have to separate them out.
No, that can be taken care of in one
And I
hearing.
guess if we want to identify what we're going to be talking about, I think the running as a nightclub versus running as a restaurant.
Mhm.
I think my memory is when we issued this license, I perceived this place as being a restaurant, not a nightclub. So I'd like to hear from the owner regarding, you know, what their operational plan is and you know, how, as far as like serving food all night, that kind of stuff. I want to know what's going on with that as well.
Okay, so just to repeat back what I think I heard the vote was, the board finds violation for the licensee's failure to appear at the informational hearing on Tuesday. And with that violation, the board votes to suspend the license indefinitely, at least until we can make contact with the licensee, at which time we will schedule a further informational hearing to discuss the general operation of the establishment, also including the operation of their valet, and to discuss a potential rollback of the hours of the licensed premise. Correct?
Yes.
Sounds right.
Thank you. Item number 10 was also an informational hearing, Russian Benevolent Society doing business as Crystal Restaurant Garage Room located at 14 to 20 Linden Street in Alston. This was an informational hearing regarding the non-use of the license in violation of Mass General Laws, Chapter 138, Section 64. Any comments, Chairman Joyce?
My only comments are, we're still waiting to hear from council on the future plans. Hoping to have the information in writing by the end of the week. I would like to calendar a cancellation hearing for non-use in 6 months. If it's not cured in the next 6 months, we'll go forward with that hearing.
Thank you. Cancellation hearing will be calendared in 6 months if the non-use is not cured. Moving on to the transactional hearing, which occurred yesterday, Wednesday, November 15th, 2023. Item number 1, Nilton Ramos, doing business as Quench Juice Cafe, located at 403 Washington Street in Brighton, has applied for a common victualler license. Manager Nilton Ramos, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 2, Yuku Inc., doing business as Yuku, located at 577A to 583 Washington Street in Brighton, has applied for a common victualler license. Manager Michael Yu, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 9:30 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 3, BW Cafe LLC, doing business as One Beacon Cafe, located at 1 Beacon Street, has applied for a common victualler license. Manager Anna Calderon, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 4, BW Cafe LLC, doing business as Tradesman, located at 648 Beacon Street, has applied for a common victualler license. Manager Anna Calderon, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 5, Boston Palm Corporation, doing business as Boston Palm, located at 1 International Place, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to Corey Hallgren de Grace.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 6, Servia LLC, doing business as Servia, located at 126 State Street, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to Jesse DeVito.
I vote to approve Jesse DeVito as manager of record. I believe Jesse has the appropriate character and fitness to serve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 7, Reservoir Wines and Spirits, Inc., doing business as Reservoir Wines and Spirits, located at 1922 Beacon Street in Brighton, has petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to Anthony Hybanis.
I vote to approve Mr. Hybanis as manager of record. I believe he's the appropriate character and fitness to serve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 8, Big Causeway LLC, doing business as Big Night Live, Studio B, Guy Fieri's Tequila Cocina, located at 110 Causeway Street, has petitioned to change the DBA to Big Night Live, Studio B, Play.
I vote to approve the changes as requested.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 9, Boylston Street Hotel LLC, doing business as Mandarin Oriental, located at 776 Boylston Street, has petitioned for a change of officers, directors, LLC managers.
I vote to approve the changes.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 10, Morton's of Chicago, Boston Seaport LLC, doing business as Morton's Steakhouse, located at 2 Seaport Lane, has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business to in one room and kitchen on the first floor with entrances and exits to lobby on both Seaport Boulevard and Seaport Lane, basement for storage with an outdoor annual patio that is approximately 929 square feet, on private property with sliding windows and seats for 62 patrons between the hours of 11 a.m. and 11 p.m.
I vote to approve the amended description.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 11, Boston Hospitality Partners LLC, doing business as The Connector and The Collective, located at 115 Federal Street, has petitioned to amend the description of the licensed business, and I will only read the portion of the description that is changing. The changes are on the first floor and are as follows. This is to include 10,811 square feet on the ground floor, consisting of assembly event banquet space with seating for 348, a food kiosk known as Day Shift located in 2 rooms, consisting of front service and sales counter, kitchen and prep area, and back room for storage, a food kiosk known as Ariana, Big Grin, and Iris Mezzi, located in 4 rooms, consisting of front service and sales counters, kitchen and prep area, and back room for storage, and a food kiosk known as Gato Pazzo, located in 2 rooms, consisting of front service and sales counter, kitchen and prep area, and back room for storage. The remainder of the description is remaining the same, and they've also petitioned to change the manager of the licensed business to Sasha Nissenbaum.
Thanks, Danny. I vote to approve the changes as requested, including the description that Danny read into the record and Mr. Nissenbaum as manager of record.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 12, Donato and Gianni LLC, located at 326 to 328 Commercial Street, has petitioned to transfer the license to 326B LLC, doing business as Italian Tailor at the same location. Michael Wyatt, manager, closing hour 11:30 p.m. They've also petitioned to update the description of the premise to a 2,868 square foot, 3 rooms and kitchen on the basement level of 326 to 328 Commercial Street, with dining areas, raw bar, seated bar, storage and office space and wine cellar. And has also petitioned to pledge the license to Donato and Gianni LLC.
Thanks, Danny. I vote to approve Mr. Wyatt as the manager of record. He has the appropriate character and fitness to serve. I also vote to approve the transfer to this location. It's at the same location. Excuse me. And I vote to approve the amended description.
And the pledge as well.
I'm sorry, what?
And there was a pledge as well.
Yes, and I vote to approve the pledge. Thank you.
I agree with all.
I agree.
Thank you. Item number 13, RREF 2170 Charles LLC, doing business as the Whitney Hotel, located at 14 David G. Mugar Way, has petitioned to transfer the license to EREB 170 Charles LLC, doing business as the Whitney Hotel at the same location. Katrina Jazzieri, manager, closing hour 1 a.m. Has also petitioned to update the description of premise to in the whole of said building with 5 floors and 66 guest rooms, 1 entrance and 3 exits. First floor, lobby, lounge, and bar with 54 seats, kitchen, office, storage, and seasonal April to October out courtyard patio on private property with 16 seats. Second floor, 10 guest rooms, 3rd through 5th floors, 17 guest rooms each. And has also petitioned for the approval of a management agreement between EREB 170 Charles LLC and PRG Management LLC.
Vote to approve the transfer. The manager of record. I believe Ms. Jazzieri has the appropriate character and fitness to serve. I vote to approve the description amendments and the management agreement.
I agree with all.
I agree.
Thank you. Item number 14, Regal Cinemas, Inc., doing business as Regal Fenway Stadium 13, located at 201 Brookline Ave, has petitioned to transfer the license and the location to Ale and JC Brothers, Inc., doing business as Yumega Arukara, located at 70 Pier 4 Boulevard, Suite 260. Closing hour 12 a.m. Xuanwei Fang, manager.
Thank you. I vote to approve this transfer to this new location. I believe there is a public need for something like this. This is a locally owned and operated ramen restaurant that will be in the Seaport. There's no similar concept in the Seaport. And I vote to approve Mr. Fang as the manager of record and the requested changes.
I agree with all.
And, okay, thank you. And Danny, we want to approve a temporary CV too?
They did request the approval of a temporary CV pending ABCC approval.
I vote to approve.
Thank you. Item number 15, GR Restaurant and Catering, Inc., doing business as Bono Restaurant and Catering, located at 271 Meridian Street in East Boston, has applied for a common victualler, 7-day wines, and malt beverages with liqueurs license. Manager, Manuel Fernando Rosas Guerrero, closing time 12 a.m.
Thank you. I believe we already approved Mr. Guerrero as a manager of record, but I'll put it on the record again. I believe he has appropriate character and fitness to serve. This is South Central American cuisine in East Boston. Excuse me. I believe they have demonstrated the public need for this type of license here. My vote would be to approve this application pending the approval of a license for which he qualifies.
I agree.
I agree.
Granted pending the availability of the license for which they qualify. Item number 16, Mighty Squirrel Fenway LLC, doing business as Mighty Squirrel Brewing Company, located at 1 David Ortiz Drive, has applied for a farmer brewery malt only pouring license to be exercised on the above. Manager Henry Manis, closing time 1 a.m.
I vote to approve this farmer series pouring license.
I agree.
I agree.
And item number 17, OSIB Boston Back Bay Operations LLC, doing business as Citizen M Back Bay Hotel, located at 408 Newbury Street, has applied for an in-holder all alcoholic beverages license. Manager Jessica Kaufman, closing time 2 a.m. indoors, 1 a.m. outdoors.
Okay, I do believe there is a need for more hotel rooms in the city of Boston. And as Commissioner Curran pointed out, there is gonna be public space at this location. And as far as public need goes, I do believe they met the requirements of public need, in my opinion. Those are my comments right now.
Oh, yeah, I think the need is clear, so
Okay.
there's no doubt in my mind that we have need for something like this if we had the license.
Okay,
Yeah, it's a very interesting concept. I agree.
so my vote, excuse me. My vote would be to grant it pending the availability for license for which they qualify.
Yes,
Yes.
Moving on to non-hearing transactions, the following are applying for a new common victular license at a previously licensed location. Item number 1, Beantown Donuts LLC, doing business as Dunkin', located at 530 Commonwealth Ave. This manager Mark Pesci, hours of operation 5 a.m. to 11 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 2, GEMA Group Inc., doing business as Pete's Dockside, located at 12 Channel Street. Manager Emmanuel Cadelli, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 2 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 3, Street Flavor Inc., doing business as Indian Street Cravings, located at 23 Dry Dock Ave. Manager Jaspreet Pabla, hours of operation 9 a.m. to 9 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 4, Tate Holdings LLC, doing business as Tate Bakery and Cafe, located at 200 Clarendon Street. Manager Megan Kittinger, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 8 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 5, Zoe Franklin Inc., doing business as Zoe Greek, located at 225 Franklin Street. Manager Elias Tembalopoulos, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 7 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 6, Fornax Bread LLC, doing business as Fornax Bread, located at 27 Corinth Street in Roslindale. Manager Oscar Bonilla, hours of operation 7:30 a.m. to 8 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 7, WCH City Place LLC, doing business as Dave's Hot Chicken, located at 123 Stewart Street. Manager David Medeiros, hours of operation Sunday through Thursday, 10:30 a.m. to 12 a.m. and Friday and Saturday, 10:30 a.m. to 1 a.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 8, Roslindale Wings LLC, doing business as Wingstop, located at 950 American Legion Highway in Hyde Park. Manager Ankit Patel, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 12 a.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 9, Senyai Inc., doing business as Senyai, located at 563 Washington Street in Brighton. Manager Piapong Wongla, hours of operation 7 a.m. to 2 a.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 10, Graffiti LLC, doing business as Graffiti Pizza Street Food, located at 136 Harvard Ave in Alston. Manager David Dragani, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 12 a.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
Item 11, Peruvian Chicken Alston LLC, doing business as Peruvian Chicken, located within a food court on 1 Brighton Ave in Alston. Manager Nuareli Nur Mati, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 9 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 12, AM Sulaj Inc., doing business as Jenny's Pizza, located at 320 Medford Street in Charlestown. Manager Kelma and Sulaj, hours of operation 11 a.m. to 9 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
And item 13, Manhattan Bagel and Coffee Co. Inc., doing business as Manhattan Bagel and Coffee Co., located at 147 to 151 Massachusetts Ave. Manager Gopal Rangta, hours of operation 5 a.m. to 12 p.m.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Following have applied to make changes to their existing common victular licenses. Item 1, Omega Foods, doing business as Dunkin' Donuts, located at 715 Boylston Street, has petitioned to change the manager to F. Harris Alapides.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 2, Peng Shao Shan Restaurant LLC, doing business as Boston Soup Dumplings, located at 113 Brighton Ave in Alston, has petitioned to change the manager to Xiaohen Peng.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 3, Fruity Tea Inc., doing business as Fruity, located at 77 Harvard Ave in Alston, has petitioned to change the DBA to Ukiya.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 4, Starbucks Corporation doing business as Starbucks Coffee, number 822, located at 441 Stewart Street, has petitioned to change the capacity to 0 seats for takeout only.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
And similarly, item number 5, Starbucks Corporation doing business as Starbucks Coffee, number 16439, at 1944 to 1948 Beacon Street in Brighton, has also petitioned to change their capacity to 0 seats for takeout only.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Items 6 and 7, Target Corporation doing business as Starbucks, located at 1341 to 1355 Boylston Street, and doing business as Pizza Hut and Starbucks, located at 7 Allstate Road in Dorchester, has petitioned to change the officers on both licenses to Eileen Guiney.
Approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Items 8 and 9, Kaizen Corp. doing business as Honest Taqueria, located at 360 Longwood Ave, and doing business as Honest Taqueria, located at Kaizen Corp. 8, doing business as Honest Taqueria at 800 Boylston Street, have petitioned to change the ownership and manager of both licensed businesses to Anthony Acul, and has petitioned to change the corporate name of both to Honest Taqueria LLC.
Vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 10, Poke by Love Art North End LLC, doing business as Love Art Poke, located at 103 Beverly Street, has petitioned to change the ownership interest of the licensed business to Jessica Cheap, 51%, Ronald Liu, 49%. This is the removal of one owner.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item number 11, Dragon Bowl LLC, doing business as Dragon Bowl Restaurant, located at 400 Brookline Ave, has petitioned to change the ownership interest to John Chang, 100%. This is a buyout of the 2 other partners.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
Item 12, GR Restaurant and Catering Inc., doing business as Bono Restaurant and Catering, located at 271 Meridian Street in East Boston, has petitioned to change the ownership interest to Manuel Fernando Rosas at 100%.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
And item 13, Intelligentsia Coffee Inc., doing business as Intelligentsia Coffee, located at 225 Franklin Street, has petitioned to change the officers of the licensed business as follows: to Lori Haughey as VP Retail Manager, James McLaughlin as President CEO, Cami McLeod as CFO, and Christopher Dewey as Director of Retail.
I vote to approve.
I agree.
I agree.
The board has before them a list of applications for special one-day alcohol licenses, which have been administratively reviewed by staff and approved by the board. And one item on old and new business for acknowledgement by the board. The board is in receipt of correspondence from American Multi-Cinema Inc., doing business as AMC Theaters at 100 Legends Way, which is about to open, notifying of the board of their intent to use armed security guards pursuant to the board's rule 1.07J. Those are all of the items before the board today, and that will adjourn this morning's hearing. Thank you, everybody, and have a
Thank you.
great day and weekend.
Have a good weekend.